Day 2, scaling up on the Thika Superhighway, the scene of Saturday night's madness.
That's right.
Our very own Elphas Lagad.
Standing by, you have a couple of cars behind you, Elphas. So the situation is no different from yesterday. However, when the cameraman zooms out a bit, you can see the lines are not as long as last night. So the message did come across, but what was different tonight?
Well, Vicky, it's a bit different today, given that police officers raised the barricades just about 10 minutes to 9 p.m. Remember, yesterday was chaotic. It was really chaotic around these areas of Thika Superhighway when police officers raised, the barricades after the 8 p.m. Curfew kicked in. And of course, we've spoken to Senior Superintendent of Police Peter Nyaga in charge of Kasarani section. Vicky, of course, confirming that public fury had led them to actually adjust today and allow just more Kenyans to just pass past 8 p.m. But of course, again, just to make sure that they get in place and ensure that the essential service providers who suffered a great deal yesterday, Vicky, get the space today, and that the crackdown goes on in a manner that is planned compared to yesterday. And of course, the discussion today, Vicky, has been that for those essential service providers, be it the ambulance service providers, be it those working in hospitals, are able to use the inner lane as opposed to yesterday. Remember, there were those guys who were operating ambulances yesterday saying they've been kicked out, or rather, part of the confusion that was here at Thika Superhighway. Behind me, Vicky, you can see that dozens and dozens of vehicles have already been barricaded here at the Thika Superhighway. And of course, if I can turn, Vicky, to this other side, is also these vehicles that are coming from the side of Thika heading to the CBD. There's also a group of police officers. You can see a police lorry just a few meters from me, barricading and checking to ascertain whether you have, a letter to show that you are an essential service provider, and whether the letter is actually authentic. Because again, police officers are saying some of the concerns that they are receiving is that there are people showing letters that are not authentic. Here is actually Peter Nyaga, who is the SSP, who is in charge of the crackdown that is happening here at the Thika Superhighway, Vicky. There's also an operation that is also ongoing at Waiyaki Highway, Vicky. And as you can see, Nyaga here is actually trying to check whether this particular driver has the necessary documentation to be able to move, because the requirement has been that if you are an essential service provider, your document should corroborate your statement and allow you to pass. So as of yesterday, Vicky, it was quite a confusion and fury from members of the public.
Elphas, let me ask you a quick question. Sorry to cut you off.
Used high-handedness. Okay.
Yeah, Elphas, sorry to cut you off. It's Jeff here. Real quick. I mean, look, 24 hours later, it looks like Kenyans have fallen into line, at least for the most part. Does it have to take that, an iron fist, enforcing the law, for people to wake up, or to the fact that, hey, this is some serious business here?
I didn't quite get you, Jeff.
The question is, do the police have to use force, to prove to Kenyans that they're serious about what they're doing?
Well, Jeff, the concern among Kenyans has been that police have exercised a certain level of high-handedness in ensuring that people adhere to the 8 p.m. curfew. Remember now that it's about 3 weeks since President Uhuru Kenyatta, issued the executive order number 2 of 2021 on the containment of the coronavirus. And of course, Nairobi being one of the counties under the 5 DIZ counties, curfew kicks in at 8 p.m. as opposed to 10 p.m. in other counties that are outside the disease-infected zone. And the question from Kenyans was, is it necessary for police to use force? Is it necessary for police to use a certain level of high-handedness in ensuring that the curfew sets in? But police are saying that executive order must be adhered to by Kenyans, because that is one of the measures that government announced in the fight of the third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, because you've seen that the positivity rate is still at double digits, Jeff, and of course now police are saying this going forward will be the modus operandi here in Nairobi. Back to you, Jeff.
Absolutely, Elphas. Listen, stay safe, and thanks for your reporting. Appreciate that.